back again, and this make is a dead easy one. We're going to be making cat whiskers. So I've done the first part because I wanted to wait for it to dry. So all you do is you need some cotton thread. This is a cream colour, and depending on what colour paint you have, you're going to need cream or white or black. If you've got black thread, that's fine, but you'll need white paint. And if you've got cream coloured thread, you're going to need black paint. So, okay, so you snip up your thread, and the easiest way to do that is to wrap it around your fingers 10 times or so, and then take up your fingers and snip it up to roughly equal lengths. The next thing you're going to need is some glue. Now, I like to use wood glue because it dries well. So, and this just happens to be the one I use because it's cheaper. I do like aliphatic resin, but that's a bit more expensive. And so for this, I wanted to use something a bit cheaper. And just remember, as a crafter, wood glue is your friend. So that's the wood glue. So I had a little bit of wood glue here, and I dipped my finger in it, and I picked up my bits of cotton. I'll get one. And then I just smoothed the wood glue over and then laid them down to dry. Okay, so that's the first bit. Now I've got a bit of water here ready, and some paint and a paintbrush and a bit of tissue. Now this paint is some leftover paint I had when I made the witchy cabinet, and I have used black on some of my whiskers, so I'm going to use this for the rest of it, and it's fine. So what you want to do, grab a whisker. Okay, now you want to dip one end of it in the water so it's wet at the end. Okay, grab some paint. See, I've got holes here, so I'm going to try not to get the holes, and then just run that through, and then where it's wet you should be able to kind of blend it in so it stays white at the tip. Now the reason I do this is, I don't know whether you've noticed or not, but cat whiskers, even a black cat's whiskers, tend to be white at the end. Which is why I'm leaving them white at the end. I'm dipping my fingers in the water here as well. Right, so hold the wet end, slide the other end through the paint, and then where it joins, give it a little twist to spread the paint up a piece of cotton, and do that to all of them, and then leave them to dry. See, told you, this one's dead easy. And if you tend to go a little bit more further up than you meant to with the paint, dip it in the water again, and most of it will come off. Not that I expect you can see that. I am actually trying to get the camera closer, but I don't want to get it too close because I don't want to keep on going out of camera shot. Okay. So this is how easy it is. So that's the first couple of stages. I want more paint on that. Okay, so I think I've got about 15, 20 whiskers, something like that. So do that to all your whiskers, and I will be back in a minute. Okay, that's all my whiskers done. Now this is some more wood glue and a little bit of black paint, which I'm just going to mix up quick. And I want this in a bit of a pile. clean that off quick. Right, now very quickly what you want to do is all these ones that are now, like I said, they should be, by the time you finish doing them, the first one you've done should be dry. So you take the white bit as the tip, then you cut a little bit off the bottom so that the end is nice, and you won't see that, but the end is nice and flat. And then you dip it in your glue mix, just so, and you won't be able to see that really, but it just gives it a little tiny bit of a bump at the end. So once again, pick it up, chop a bit off, and dip it, and then leave it to dry. And it just creates a really realistic looking whisker. Trust me, I know. My cat was, when I first started doing this, one of my cats decided that she was going to walk across my desk, pause in the black paint, and make a mess everywhere. So it was nearly real kiddie whiskers. I wouldn't be that cruel to my pussycats. But yeah, occasionally my cats do sort of obviously lose their whiskers, and this is what they look like. They're slightly stiff, but not too stiff. They are dark. They can be white. Some of their whiskers are white, but they're usually dark near the base, and they go white at the tip, and then right at the very base there's like this little dollop. Well, that one's still quite wet. That should be okay. Yep, that worked. And then once you've done that, you leave those to dry, and that's it, basically done. So, like I said, slightly time consuming, but not too bad. So the only reason you snip off these end bits to make them flat is so that you don't get any of those tiny little the tiny little wispy bits of the cotton. You don't mind it the other end, but you don't want it this end. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them all in a tiny bottle. If I can pick them up in the first place. Now it shouldn't dry grey, it should dry black, because obviously the glue is clear. Okay, so that's all those ones done. I've now got the rest of them here to do. I'll just see a few in here. So I'm going to do the rest of those, and then I'll be back again. Okay, so here's my 13 whiskers in a jar. And I think they actually look pretty realistic. And I put 13 in there just for the fun of it. So there you go. 13 cat whiskers in a jar for the little witchy cabinet. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.